There was no like pinpointed time where like I took one swing and I was just like, yep, that was it. It felt like I've been playing volleyball for like 15 years now. So it's like, I think at some point they was just overdoing it or overworked. Painful here one day, a little bit painful the next day, a lot more painful following day. And at some point it got too much where I said, this is not how I can play anymore. To not play volleyball anymore would be like a big part of my life. I look forward to it every summer. I've been playing for 15 years, played in high school, played in college. Didn't really see myself not playing volleyball. All my friends know how much I love volleyball, how much I play volleyball. So it's kind of just like one of those things where it's like, Nick's not playing volleyball, like something's not right there. So when I went to the doctor, got the MRI, they said it was a tear in my labrum, and they said the only way to fix it was surgery. And I said, well, then I'm not getting surgery because didn't want it to affect my career. So I said, all right, well, I got to find another option here. Full year, I said, well, if I don't use this shoulder, maybe it won't hurt as much when I play volleyball. Last summer, went out there, played volleyball. First night there, took a swing, shoulder was still painful, still hurt. So I said, it's not going to work this summer either. And then my friend told me that Active Life might be a place for you. Gave him a call, checked them out, and by September, I was working with them, fixed my shoulder. I remember first day we sat down and they just talked like, how can we be a good fit for you? How can you be a good fit for us? And, I just let them know my story that, I don't want surgery. I want an alternative. I want to get back on the beach. And I had like tunnel vision almost. I was just like, whatever I can do to get back on playing volleyball and be on the beach, like I'll do it. So that was like my top goal. And then we came up with some other goals there too, just being able to go to the gym, build a routine on my own, so I can like strength and recovery, once that freedom part hit and I was leaving Active Life. And the third goal was to hopefully put on some mass or gain a little weight to just look a little better too. So those are my three goals coming in. They just get to know you on a more personal level too. So you build that connection, and you're not just like a client, you're not just a piece of paper. They are there to help you, and just based on that initial connection, that initial consultation, that initial meeting, I was like, this is a good fit for me. At first, no one ever wants to open up about things that are holding you back and things that are stopping you from being the best version of yourself. So there was times that I was definitely a little bit more reserved, but again, building that connection and that relationship with Sam and Kate and Cody, it's just, they make it easy for you to open up about it. They make it easy for you to be able to say what you want, what your goals are. And they're there to help you, and they're going to get you there. At Active Life, I was building the muscles up around my shoulder, and to me it was so interesting to find out that you had a little bit of deficiencies here and there, right? So your left hip was a little bit weaker than your right one, or your ankle's not as flexible. Your left ankle's not as flexible as your right one. So they dive in so much deeper than just, hey, my shoulder hurts. So you go through this whole body transformation almost of just figuring out where I can improve something to help lessen the load on that shoulder. There was a moment when I came in, I want to say around January. So my goal was to come back in March and start playing volleyball. So January came around and I was working with Sam, and she's like, bring a volleyball. I said, okay. So I brought a volleyball in, and we were right here, and I just, threw it a little bit and then hit it down at the ground back at her. And it was almost like a light bulb moment where I was just like, that didn't hurt. A couple months ago during the beach, that's the exact movement that would hurt, and it didn't. So it kind of just put a big smile on my face, hey, this is working and it's possible. The last summer I would warm up with the friends, teammates, and I would just do that little motion, and I would sit there and immediately just go for it. And I said, just start rubbing it or moving it. I said, it's not great, it doesn't feel good. Having that same movement here and then doing it here and not having that initial oh, my shoulder, it was great. So the biggest surprise I had was probably just a change in my own mindset, and more of how much I changed mentally, and instead of how, I did change physically, and I continue to change physically, but to me the biggest surprise was how much my mental state changed and how my perspective on things changed and my outlook on different opportunities in life changed. Building up that confidence and people telling you, your friends and telling you that you look good. Oh, I can see a difference in you, and I can see a difference in how you're acting, and dates, women, food, sleep, all those things has helped me change that. There was a lot of emotions. I was excited mostly. and a little nervous because I was worried that, what if all this work that I've been putting in and the first swing I go out there and it starts hurting again? It's like, all right, now what? But I was really excited to go back out there, and I'm trying to be smart about it and take it slow, get my reps in first, working my way there. But it felt great to be back out there and be the player that I was. Like the first swing when I got out there and there wasn't that shooting pain in there. There was, again, just like a huge smile that came over me, and I was just like, well, it's possible and it's happening. So there was no sharp pain. There was no mental blockage of, all right, don't swing right now because you're worried that, you might set yourself back. So it was just going out there playing for the freedom that I've always played with. So I played fours the other night, and we went like 4-0, and we were on the top court, and it would just, the sense just came over me that I got a shoulder that could do this again. And I'm back out there, like it's not holding me back anymore. And it was a great feeling. To me, active life is so much more than physical therapy or sports rehab place. Like, you come in with a goal of getting back to life without pain and compensating for something that's holding you back. And it opens your eyes to so much more than you even knew about yourself or thought was possible.